So to start, before I share my slides, we live in Google Meet with Peggy and Bob for already 5 years. Each Sunday, we log into Meet. We generate backgrounds. We have studio light and mode. I can now just play a little bit with it. For example, this is Artemis spacecraft we generated today. Previously, I generated some gardens with spring, like cherry trees in the sunset of mountain peaks. You see how beautiful it is, and you cannot even tell it's generated. It could be also the sunrise for the apple gardens and the snowy mountains. And you can generate anything just to bring the mode to meeting. So we are Bangaranga today, like a little bit messy in this spacecraft. Also, you can turn a lightning. You see my face. It's in under the appearance setting in the settings for backgrounds and effects. And if I turn off the lightning, you can watch that my face is a little bit becoming the studio look. I can turn it on and off. And the framing, which means, you see, without the framing, it's difficult. But when I move, the camera is, you can lose the focus of the conversation because the framing is actually putting me in the center, no matter how I move. And the studio look is making the complexion like in a real physical world. So I wanted to demonstrate this and urge you to use the appearance because it affects how your conversation goes in the meeting. Together with the backgrounds, you can play and have this Bangaranga style of conversation you wish to bring. And let's go to the slides. Okay. I didn't want this to be. Okay, so Google Meet is is not a product by its own. It's a unified collaboration workflow. Why I'm saying this? Because very often users in the Google Meet Help Center are asking us how to subscribe to Google Meet, and they can't. It's the whole Google Workspace platform or the Google applications for subscribers with free accounts. And it actually has all the Google applications you can use side by side. You can bring the Google Meet into a document. You can share the document like right now, and you can work in parallel with in Google Slides, in Google Sheets, in calendar. You can use Calendar and Google Chat. All the tasks keep also forms, because we have questions and answers here in the meeting. So you can generate these forms like survey for the participants. This unified workflow is unique and it cuts time changing tabs. It's one digitized space for your what you may wish to achieve in a team collaboration. So for the next slide, it's very underrated that Google Meet is actually also a content studio. You can produce here content professionally because it has built-in audio enhancement, so you don't need additional software to download. And the studio, the voice, right now I don't use any microphone, you see, and you can have all this video production, download the MP4 files. You can do a lot of content production here and in a variety of formats. Also, we can talk more about it later. I already demonstrated the atmosphere you can bring with generative AI in the meeting. Also, you can brainstorm. Google has its own whiteboard is gone, but there are a lot of add-ons that you can use, like whiteboard for brainstorming ideas and reviews also. The most easy workflow with this is that after the meeting, the transcript is directly in Google Drive. As soon as you have this transcript, you can actually have a huge variety of formatting documents, from PDFs, Word format, text format. You can produce ebooks, and you can even program. So Google Meet is a very good, like, productive space for these content formats that you see on the slide. And the last slide, I wanted to give you some, so this one is the use case where I pre-formatted the meeting notes, like they come after the meeting with summary details and screenshot. From this, I went to Google Vids and produced a video. So as soon as you have here some spoken word that is a how-to presentation, you can easily work in Google Vids, given the screenshots and the text, and pre-format it into a video how-to and upload it or share it on social media. Also, so the final slide is the deployment technique. That is already advanced. I don't have a personal experience with it, to be honest, but actually Google Meet has a lot of features that can keep developers with projects on track with their technical workflow, because they can automate the process. And as soon as they share in the meeting the following requirements or blueprints, it can automatically be populated for their applications. You see, it's a magical place to be in Google Meet. So now we can be open for questions and some thoughts. I haven't opened the... Bob, do you have anything? I know your content. Yeah, you have high standards for content creation. So your feedback is valuable to us. How much can we trust these conversation and phrases, up to which limit can we work, collaborate, produce, and then shall we automate, and what? And Google Meet has the new feature where you can say, no, I don't want this to be transcribed, and stop the transcribe, stop and don't want to have your spoken words be part of this unified digital space.
Yeah, I wanted to mention, I've used a lot of these features, and one thing is you need to be a little cautious because the transcripts often are incorrectly transcribed. I mean, that's just a thing that happens when it's trying to transcribe people speaking. It often uses incorrect words, especially for things like proper names. And I've seen, for example, talking about meat, that it's spelled M-E-A-T, like the meat you eat instead of M-E-E-T. So I think it's useful. It's really useful to have the transcripts, and you can repurpose them a lot of ways, like you said. But before you do too much about that, someone who actually knows the subject needs to go through it and make sure that it is correct, the names are correct, and that it didn't misinterpret what people said, because sometimes it's just funny, and sometimes it could be something really bad if it's something that really misphrases what someone actually said. So it's just a note of caution, and that's true with any automated tools, right? You don't want to just blindly trust them.
So if you are the project manager and need to deliver the technical specification, I just gave perspective, you need maybe to have the notes and say exactly what you need to say, no more, no less. So because it is going to be automated in the development process, I guess people are very cautious when they enter such high responsibility meetings.
Yeah.
In roles in the meetings. Yeah.
And I think that, the transcription obviously is a lot easier than someone having to physically take notes during the meeting. But again, you just spend a fraction of that time making sure the notes are correct. And then you can go and repurpose them lots of different ways confidently.
Yeah. It's not a unique feature, the transcript. It has it is actually a standard already for many other applications. But what I followed here with this presentation and with our own experience is the unified space. So I don't need to download, upload, update my computers or anything. It's just in my workspace in one place together with you. So we can be in touch on any details we are working on. Yes, Bob.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say that, the things that we're talking about, the transcription, I mean, if you go on, you watch any YouTube video, and you're going to see that actually in action, especially if you turn on captions, you'll see that the word meat versus meat is just one example. There's a whole slew of words that sound similar but are spelled differently. And it's okay because essentially the AI is capturing 90% of the stuff pretty accurately. And that's a huge time saver. And that's one thing that you have to consider whenever you're using AI, is that it's taking really tedious tasks, which in fact, you may not even be able to do it without AI, especially if you're in a meeting and you're actually trying to contribute and take notes at the same time. I would say that's impossible. So, and the collaboration and the repurposing of content is just humongous. I mean, the idea that you could have from a Google meeting, you could create, a video overview, a slide deck, a report. I mean, these things are all super huge, and for sure, you'll have to review the end product because there's going to be mistakes. But you know what? It's still going, in the end, it's still going to save you a tremendous amount of time and effort.
Yeah, I can actually make your insights about wildlife observation into an application. As soon as you now share your routine, I can say, okay, let's automate this and have an application immediately. So it's a process that's a little bit even scary, how far we should be opening conversation for certain topics when we are in other environments. I don't mean Onboard, but there are various types of meetings, like huge meetings, etc., etc. So I guess people are still learning how to operate, how to navigate, how to take part, what to share, what not to share, what to text or not to text. So it's still in this learning curve.
Yeah. So I wanted to jump in with a quick note for people watching that a lot of what you talked about are premium features for Meet that require some kind of paid account. And it's really, really super complicated which accounts have which features. I think Google Workspace, enterprise, and business accounts have most of those features. But if you have a personal account, you may need a Google One Premium account if you're in a country where that's supported. Or you may need to have one of the AI subscriptions. So some of the features are like you have to have AI Pro or AI Ultra or AI Plus. And Nina knows how difficult it is to figure out which features are available to which accounts, because it's all kind of very messy right now. And Google keeps changing which features different kinds of accounts have. So if you're interested in having particular features, you're going to have to do some research and make sure you have the right kind of account for it.
Exactly, exactly. I was gonna say bangaranga it, because if you wish some feature and it's important to you, so go to Gemini and ask it, I need to do this, and Gemini will deliver the exact plan you need to upgrade, perhaps. Then you can downgrade. So it's not. It might be a bit of like mess, but it's not something important. If you wish the feature, you will get it. Just ask.
You know, I think it's kind of funny that you can actually have Google itself actually do the work for you. Just import the URLs into Notebook LM and have that do all the work for you. It will break it out as to what features at what cost.
Yes, I think the problem is that the Help Center information is not clearly written enough, and some of it is not up to date. So
just ask, because today the answer is one and tomorrow morning could be another. So that's the bangaranga style.
So, this coming week is Google I/O, the big developer conference. I'm expecting, it's all going to be about AI stuff. So there may be some new features that get announced, and then they will shift all around who gets access to different features. Because it seems like what Google is doing for a lot of things, I've seen that mostly for Google Vids, where it's like initially the AI features were exclusive to certain kinds of accounts. And then they said, oh, well, personal accounts can now have access to this one AI feature, but not these other AI features. And as they keep rolling out new features, I think they're going to keep making some of the things that were premium previously into like standard features.
Right.
So.
Righto.
Yeah. And we haven't mentioned all the features at all. That was not the focus of my Google Meet 101, because I have previously demonstrated the speech translation in near real time. And that is the revolutionary thing happening in Google Meet, revolutionary feature for communications. Also, the Google hardware. Google is doing its best to have the hardware in meeting rooms, in corporations, work seamlessly with the software of Google Workspace platforms. So these are huge benefits that don't need too much explanation because they kind of flow with the working environment, be it physical or at distance or multinational. Just hundreds of or even millions of users are logging in, participating, and everything is working. We don't get any questions. So it's great. And it's just not one product. As I said, you cannot have just the meat product because it's a huge integration and implementation side by side with complex systems. And now you have the Gemini and the notebook. Perhaps we will have the notebook in Google Meet soon.
Yeah.
We now have it elsewhere.
Yeah, no, I think you nailed it pretty much, Nina, that the real advantage to using Meet is that it is represents the entire ecosystem, and that Meet is like the meet and greet person at the door. Well, once you go in, you'll be connected to everybody or everything else in mostly a seamless manner. And I don't use the other AI models too much. I can't speak to it, but it just seems to me like Google Workspace and Gemini are just like, totally integrated. It can't be any better than that. Essentially, you don't have to worry about how do I change the format so it'll work in this or that. No, it's just, you send it over to Google Docs or Google Slides.
Yeah, and
it's just like magic.
Yeah, just this week, also Google made it easy for small businesses to onboard their teams. So for small business, it's easy to transition from Microsoft that they are used to work. For team collaboration, they can upgrade easily. So Google is looking into every integration process, like every step that makes it difficult for people to collaborate. It upgrades and gives a shortcut. Otherwise, there have been multiple programming tools or other like advanced methods to do this, but just give the shortcut to the user. So it's getting easier.
I think that you make a really good point, both of you, about how it's a whole ecosystem that you're going into, and that's really the big advantage of using all these Google tools, that you can go from one to the other so easily without having to copy paste too much or make weird adjustments. So it is really nice to have everything all integrated like that. It saves a lot of time that way.
Yeah, like a spaceship, like Artemis.
Yeah.
You have this survival space here for a certain time. Okay, if we don't have questions, we can wrap up.
It looks like we're good. Thank you for Andrew coming and watching.
Yep, thank you. Yep, it's great.
And join us for the 3 tips in 10 minutes on 24th of May. Thank you again, and have fun with the Bangaranga song.
Thank you.
Beautiful day. Dance a little.